spaces for engagement for young people in the political parties across the country. And we think the launch of this app could provide a safe space for engagement, for political discourse by young people so they can equally contribute to the growth and development of their party and, of course, the mother Ghana. And so FES is highly happy, and we have a number of activities in the pipeline with the NDC Youth Wing, equally with the Women's Wing as well. I think next month we are supposed to be in the north with the party school together with progressive intellectuals to train some faculty for the party school. And we are hoping in the pipeline now having some discussions with SPD in Germany, the Youth Wing, to have a lasting ongoing relationship with the NDC Youth Wing. And when that materializes, we shall approach the National Executive Committee of the NDC to fully bring this to fruition. So we welcome all of you, and we hope to have a successful launch. Thank you very much, Amos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike.
Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, to save time, I'll beg to stand on the existing protocols that have been carefully established by previous speakers. I know that today is not for long speeches, because when I look at your faces, everybody is salivating to watch the demonstration of the app. So I don't intend to bore you with any long speech. I'll begin by congratulating the National Youth Wing for the level of activism that we are experiencing these days. For the past 10 days, this is about the fourth program that I've been invited to. Last week, we were in Brongahafo. We did a wonderful program. Then after that, we were ambushed to yet another program at Sunyani Nursing Training. 2 days ago, we were at Cape Coast University, and today we are here. I'm only praying that we'll give us some briefing space for the next 1 week. Give us some briefing space for the next 1 week. But it's all for the good of the party, because we all know that if you look at our population dynamics, majority of Ghanaians are youthful, and therefore majority of the electorates are also youthful. So no party can survive and continue to win elections without focusing on the youth wing and the women's wing. The position I occupy as Vice President of Socialist International has allowed me to know how other political parties focus on their youth and their women's wing. And they do so with this type of organization that we are seeing that is being demonstrated on our youth front now. I was invited to Angola some time back. We looked at their party, and the party membership register for the youth wing alone was 2 million. And then the women's wing was 4 million. And these are people who have been documented. It's not just about counting of votes. These are members who have been documented and recognized with ID cards and so on. And so any day that our sister party is going into any election, they have at least 6 million votes from only the youth wing and the women's wing. It is with this knowledge that I became very excited when my national youth organizer decided to go this way. Let me congratulate the youth wing very much. My only problem is that I'm expecting Pablo to change his name. Because you know what Pablo now represents in Ghana. So he has to change his name, otherwise there could be some mistaken identity somewhere. So I'm still waiting. Yes. And as I have said, today is not for long speeches. But I'll just give another parable since we are still back to UPSA where I spoke about the parable of the manufacturer of panties. Today the parable is about the parable of 3 envelopes. And I spoke about this some 5 years ago. So yesterday, when we heard His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo deliver a speech in Cape Coast, somebody called and reminded me that, General, do you remember the parable you spoke about at a rally in Ashaman when we were celebrating our 25th anniversary? I said yes. So this is an occasion to repeat the parable. It has to do with somebody who has lied his way into power and didn't know what to do, how to run a country. So he approached a philosopher that, how can I run this country now I am in power? And people are expecting so much from me. So, okay, take these 3 envelopes. After your first 100 days, people will start demanding the fulfillment of the various promises. So when the heat starts, go and open envelope number 1. There is advice in it, use it, and it will take you for about 1 year. After that, when there is trouble, go and open envelope number 2. It will carry you ahead. Then when there is still trouble after you have implemented the recommendations contained in envelope number 2, then you go and open envelope number 3, and you have the final solution for your problems. So my man went. After the first 100 days, people started asking, but what are your achievements for the first 100 days? And the heat was mounting. So he went and opened his box, took envelope number 1, opened it, and the advice written inside is, blame your predecessor. So he came and said, oh, you know, the economy has been destroyed. Everything has been messed up by my predecessor. Even when you go and sell things and they are not bought, oh, it is my predecessor who spoiled the market. Everything, practically everything that wasn't working was blamed on the predecessor. And the media got carried along. Everything blamed predecessor. So we're at the stage of blaming predecessor when we did the Ashama event. And that was where I indicated that very soon the blaming of predecessors will be a thing of the past. So our president blamed predecessors up to a point. Then people started asking questions. But precisely because our predecessors couldn't solve the problem, that is why we voted for you. So solve the problems and don't blame your predecessor. Predecessor is gone. And having spent 2 years, you cannot continue blaming predecessor. Tell us how you will solve those problems. Then the heat started again. So he called the philosopher that the heat is back. And then said, oh, don't worry, go and open envelope number 2. So he went and opened envelope number 2. And the recommendation was that blame the international community, blame the unfair international economic order. So he now came, you know, the problem we are going through is because of influenza. It's because of, I didn't say COVID. You know, because of Ukraine, because of this, because of that. So then the press joined in. Then after 1 year, the people started that. But this international environment, are all these countries not within the same international environment? If we say that our currency is the least performing, what other currencies are competing with our currency? And those currencies, are they not for countries that are operating in the same environment? So it cannot be any international problem because Togo is operating within the same international community. Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, Angola, Egypt, everybody is within the same international environment. So if your CD is falling, why would you blame it on international environment? If it is about Ukraine, oh well, if it is about USA, and the effect of the war is directly due to the impact of the reduction in oil supply. And that affects everybody. Some countries don't even produce oil. But maybe your Oga is producing oil in his country. So if he's saying that it is because of the oil shortage, because of the sanctions, it cannot be. So people started asking questions that this one, we don't believe it. I'm not the one asking the questions, right? I see some people. Then he called the philosopher again. I said, okay, go and open the last one. The ultimate solution is there. So he rushed, took the envelope and opened, and the recommendation was, prepare your handing over notes. So thank you very much.
Please, we can do it better for the General Secretary of the NDC. Again, we are live on TV XYZ, Power FM, Amunto FM, ETV, Wazer TV, and Class FM. We are joined by Bawa Mubarak, the Deputy National Team Coordinator. We also have with us Engineer Edu, who is leading the Western Regional team. Is the chairman of the Western Regional Youth Working Committee. Is also here with us. We have the National Coordinating Secretary for USAC, Kofi George Abua, also here with us. Please, let's acknowledge them.